I've been in fires a lot. No matter how experienced you are, you got to have somebody on your shoulder telling you that, you know, they're backing you, because you don't know. There are times when you say, hey, God, just get me through this. You know, I'll be a good boy, and I'll go to church on Sunday. I'm going to take care of everything. Get me through this.
The battleground. It's very important to know the enemy is fire and how the enemy spreads, convection, conduction, and radiation. And you got to know your battlefield. You're going to do battle on the fire ground, so you got to know the battlefield.
The best thing could happen to all of my people would they run into all of you. The whole secret of this business, I think, is to know your job as intimately and as interconnected as you possibly can.
The premier position that the workers in this room have put this service in is that we are the most popular service, we're the most accepted service, and we're the most trusted service. Now, the worst thing that can happen to us is that we get complacent and we don't keep agitating each other, and we don't keep asking the kinds of questions that we are asking here.
To be able to work at an occupation which brings tremendous personal satisfaction, and to enjoy the association with the marvelous people we have been privileged to work with, makes firefighting enviable to those sentenced to much more mundane walks of life.
Somewhere in this room, there is someone that will be up here on this stage accepting this award in the future, because this is the group that is the leadership of the fire service.
I think, like most people that have these things happen to them, they realize they really stand on the shoulders of people who have gone before them, people who have stand next to them, and people they admire.
To the FDIC fire engineering family, and to my beloved friend, the late Steve Alk. As a team, there was nothing we could not accomplish in making this the greatest fire service conference in the world.
It will be all of you, the true leaders of the fire service, that keep the torch of tradition burning intensely, that will steer us through these turbulent waters and allow us to emerge an even stronger and more resilient fire service.
You're the best and the brightest the fire service has to offer. And I would encourage you to attend as many classes as you can. Take the knowledge you gain, bring it back and share it with your team, and above all, be all that you can be. Thank you, stay safe, God bless, and buckle up.
This award, it's a testament to a pursuit, a calling, a sharing of knowledge. We understood the phenomena of smoke movement through the stack effect, but we didn't associate that with fire behavior and the fact that if you were in a position of smoke and fire travel, you were in the barrel of a shotgun.
Mentor, train, share with everybody, make a difference. Love this job, and to anyone that doesn't, to anyone that disrespects it, show them the door.
Once again, please welcome Chief Bobby Halton and Eileen Brennan, daughter of Chief Tom Brennan.
Today is amazing because we get together as a family to recognize someone, and not to sound banal or cliche, really needs no introduction, especially in this room. We gather to honor him, to recognize him, to praise him for his life's work. Forgive me in advance for a very, very, very condensed version of Chief William Goldfeder's career thus far, one that will only take 2.5 days. A firefighter since 1973, starting with the Manhasset Lakeville Fire Department on Long Island, New York, he is currently the deputy chief in Loveland Sims, Ohio. A chief fire officer since 1982, he has served as a chief in Ohio, Virginia, and Florida. He has served as a public protection representative for the ISO. Chief Goldfeder is a graduate of the National Fire Academy Executive Fire Officer Program. Billy is the former chair of the International Association of Fire Chiefs VCOS Committee. In 2001, Chief Goldfeder was appointed Honorary Battalion Chief of the Fire Department of New York. Chief Goldfeder serves as a board member for the directors of the International Association of Fire Chiefs, the September 11th Family Association, the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. Chief Goldfeder served as a commissioner in the Commission for Fire Service Accreditation International and the Center for Public Safety Excellence. Billy is a news and editorial columnist for FireEngineering.com and FirefighterNation.com. Billy has a monthly column, Nozzlehead, which has appeared in Fire Rescue Magazine for 20-plus years. Billy is a columnist for Firehouse Magazine. Chief Goldfeder has served on several NFPA committees, IAFC committees. Billy was the chair of the IFC Safety, Health, and Survival section. Billy also served on the National Fallen Firefighters the Near Miss Reporting Task Force. Billy is a subject matter expert for the CDC, NIOSH, Firefighter Investigation Prevention Program. And we're deeply grateful. The royalties from Chief Goldfeder's first best-selling book, Pass It On, are being donated to the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation and the Chief Ray Downey Scholarship Fund. Billy's second best-selling book, Pass It On, The Second Alarm. Billy added the Cancer Support Network charity also to benefit from those sales. In 1998, Chief Goldfeder, along with the world-famous law enforcement icon Gordon Graham, created the website firefighterclosecalls.com, a 100% non-commercial, independent, free site with only one focus: firefighter survival. Chief Goldfeder has taught at every major fire conference worldwide, and additionally, but most importantly, his first priority and his sense of duty has been to his family. He has, without exception, provided us the role model of a man whose priorities are unquestionably God, family, and country. Now, Billy sent us a list of people that was, remember the old New York City phone book of his closest friends? We took this from page 4,827, but let me just go to some of Billy's other significant recognitions. Loveland Sims Fire Department, Award for Excellence, 2003, again in 2010. International Association of Fire Service Instructors Award in 2004, Instructor of the Year. The Fraternal Order of Leatherheads, Dana Hannon, Fire Training Award, 2004. The International Fire Chiefs Presidential Award, 2005. The 2007 IFSTA, the Fire Service Training Association's Everett E. Udbling Memorial Award. In 2007, Nassau County Francis X. Pendle Fire Service Humanitarian Award. 2008, the Firefighter Cancer Support Network Dallas Jones Memorial Award. 2013, the IAFC Exemplary Service Award. 2008, the annual Billy Goldfeder Fire Service Organizational Safety Award was named and created through the IAFC and is co-sponsored by VFIS. In 2015, Chief Goldfeder was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Loveland City Council and the Loveland Sims Fire Department. And honest, we took that gigantic phone book, and this is just a microscopic sample of what we received. And I apologize, there's probably literally hundreds of you in this room who sent us stuff, but we really had to cull it down to just the first 800. This is from Brian Kazmarek. Billy has caught the attention of the world's fire service by bringing firefighter safety to the forefront. It should be every firefighter's and every fire department's goal to not end up on firefighterclosecalls.com or the secret list. Chief Steve Pigram. What really makes Billy unique is his passion for the fire service. Some people think it's an act or an effort to sell classes and books, but he really is focused on the fire service and the overall goal of making it better. Mike DeBron. Billy's contributions to the fire service around the world are unparalleled. There is no doubt that he has done more and continues to make a positive impact with his unique approach to improving what we do and how we do it as firefighters. Chief Tom Jenkins. It takes just a few minutes of conversation with Chief Goldfeder to see how unique and sincere he is. His passion is contagious and inspiring. His son, Lieutenant Brian Goldfeder. This is what he wrote. Chief Goldfeder, or Dad, as I like to call him, has dedicated his entire life to two things: our family and the fire service. Oftentimes, growing up, the two intertwined, having essentially grown up, shockingly, in a firehouse. Perhaps his most recognizable and widespread contribution, that is one that can be directly tied back to him, that has touched thousands and thousands of firefighters, was an iteration of a letter my dad wrote to me when I was 19. I moved to College Park Volunteer Fire Department. When Dad dropped me off, he handed me an envelope with some cash for groceries and a letter, 50 pointers for the rookie firefighter, that later became a poster plastered in every fire station in the country entitled, "Shut Up and Train." Chief Scott Kerwood. Billy is truly an amazing man with a message that he brings to the fire service. He has a unique way of getting America's firefighters to understand that it is not okay to get injured or killed on the job. Chief Lee Whitehurst. Billy has always demonstrated passion, devotion, dedication to this profession, and he has taught me to do the same. Steve Austin. Billy is committed to firefighter well-being no matter the risk. He is a leader in highway incident safety. Chief Keith Bauer. I have known Billy since 1987. He is all about raising the bar on professionalism. Regardless of career or volunteer status, he is committed to firefighter safety. Chief Rick Lasky. Chief Billy Goldfeder's passion for the fire service and keeping firefighters alive is paralleled by few. He has one mission in mind, that every firefighter goes home, and not just at the end of the shift or after that call, but when they hang up their boots, that they live a long and healthy retirement. Chief Colleen Walls. Many in the brotherhood, sisterhood, talk the talk, but few talk the talk and walk the walk like he does. He walks it, he talks it, even through that thing on his face he calls a mustache. Chief Dennis Compton. Anyone who knows Billy is well aware of his passion, which is front and center in everything he does and everything he gets involved in. He doesn't just participate, Billy is always fully engaged. Dr. Dennis O'Neill. I want to congratulate one of my best and longtime friends on the impressive recognition, and I thank Fire Engineering for bestowing this well-deserved, prestigious award, long overdue honor upon him. Lieutenant Michael Wilbur. Billy lights up a room when he enters and consistently fills up those rooms with firefighters eager to share in his firefighter close calls class. One of Billy's best attributes is his ability to balance both his personal life and his family life and fire service career and fire service family. Gordon Graham, police officer, fire service risk management expert, attorney, and American icon, says, I have never met anyone who gives as much time to improving firefighter safety. And I am proud to say that most of his work is done without compensation. He is responsible for the creation and design of firefighterskclosecalls.com. This site became so popular that it led to the creation of firefighternearmiss.com. Both of these sites have been credited with reducing firefighter injury and deaths. Although he has been offered huge amounts of money from supply companies to advertise on this site, he consistently turns them down, so he has the freedom to tell the truth about issues in fire service operations. His contributions to the fire service is simply phenomenal. And on a personal note, Billy has been a dear and close friend. He has truly been a mentor. He is married to one of the most beautiful and elegant women on the face of the planet, who he knows he does not deserve. He comes from a family that have accomplishments that make the folks on Mount Rushmore blush. He has an incredible set of grandchildren. He has had incredible parents. He's blessed us all with his time, his energy. He's probably one of the dearest and most beloved firefighters on the face of the planet today. There's very little you could say that hasn't been said about Billy Goldfeder, except that we all love him very, very much. We're all very, very grateful to him, and that we hope he continues for many, many, many more years to bless us with his wisdom, his kindness, and his example. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now with extreme joy and pleasure that I get to ask the 2018 FDIC Tom Brennan Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Chief William Goldfeder, and his lovely wife, Terry, to please join us on the stage and share a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Goldfeder.
Please sit down. I left my notes in the room. No shit, I really did. But I made some all the last couple of months, so I've got a few of them here quickly. One, I really discovered we're not particularly good at this at all. We're much better at doing and giving than we are receiving. I'm not at all comfortable with this, but I know at all that should reflect nothing related to my appreciation. This means a great deal to me. There's my lifetime achievement right there. Those babies. It's a privilege to help. I think, as you heard Bobby and you've heard many of our past award winners indicate that this is a real privilege to do what we do, and it's a joy. My appreciation, obviously, to my mom and dad, my kids, the parents of these beautiful, beautiful babies are up front here. The fire marshal wouldn't allow my entire family on the stage. Some amazing friends from my oldest and dearest friend, Herbie, who's here, who literally, as they say in New York, crawled halls together in the early 70s and did some crazy shit, which is what motivated me to get people to stop doing some of that crazy stuff. I can't mention everybody because there's so many people to thank. I do want to thank my chief of department, Ott Huber, who joins my family. You would be half lucky to have a chief that supports your mission like I have. Many of you, when you leave FDIC, and I mentioned it when we were speaking yesterday about the apathy factor when you go home and you're all motivated after FDIC, and then your chief or your bosses try to suppress that. My boss lights the fires, he encourages it, and he has struck a perfect balance of taking care of his people and taking care of the community. And I deeply respect Chief Huber. Grateful for this opportunity. I want to talk about Tom Brennan just for a minute because I could tell a lot of stories. I never worked with him. I was obviously a lot younger, but through the eyes of some of the senior people, I got to hear stories. He told me many stories, and he shared with me a couple of words of wisdom over the many, many years, lots of words of wisdom. But one of the coolest things is, for those of you in this room, you may remember something called AOL, and AOL had something called Instant Messenger. And I think Tommy and I were the first two on AOL, and if he was still alive, we would be the last two on AOL. But he would, every time I'd do a piece or write an article, and I would always have a different twist. I'd see things my way, and I share them with people. And I don't know where Diane is. Where's Diane? Oh, okay. Well, Diane was the first who ever published me, ever. And back in the day, before Bobby came along and many others, and I would write some of the pieces for fire engineering, and instant message from Brennan, "What the hell are you talking about?" And we just had some really, really great discussions. And I guess what I want to say to you is that we had discussions, then we talked about it, we hugged, and we moved on. I notice today sometimes when we get into the tactical discussions that it gets pretty bitter and nasty amongst some people. I think Bobby mentioned it this morning. Keep arguing, keep talking, but don't take it personal. Every fire is different. I wrote a piece years ago called "Show Me the Fire," and that kind of sums up what Chief Halton said this morning. I don't remember what else I wrote on the notes. This was a few comments here. To Brian Kazmerzak, the brains behind keeping firefighter close calls, Forrest and all the volunteers, Rudy. Steve Pegram, who's just gone from me mentoring him to him mentoring me. You talk about a full cycle. My kids, Amy, Danny, Brian, Sean, and James, their spouses, Thomas and Matt, and my son, Brian. If you would stand up, I couldn't be more proud of you being here in uniform today. So if each of you would wave, there's Camden, Harper, wave Harp, say hi. Harper, do you want to stand up and say hello? You don't want to sing now? You wanted to. Veda, say hi to everybody. Shai, did you say hi? Did you give him the high sign? Give him the high sign. There you go. And Holly, and our oldest Henry, who's the leader of the six-pack. My beautiful wife, Terry. Chief Huber, God bless all of you. Thank you, and thank you, Mom and Dad.
FDIC hot! Next year.